Okay. Hi, girls. Hello, Maddie. I know. I just did a little random hop on. I was like, you know what? Let me get on today because I told you guys I was gonna come on later in the week. Hopefully, it's not so dark in here. Let me adjust the lighting and clean my damn phone a little bit, you guys. Hopefully, this makes it a little bit better. How are you guys? How was your week, been? And happy Friday. Oh, lost ya. Happy Friday, darlings. I'm so happy we made it to Friday, you guys. Literally, she was ready for the week to be over. T. Yes, I'm so happy you found it, dude. I have been going hard on the TikTok game, girls. I do like a lot of behind the scenes. Honestly, it's kind of like what I'm doing today. You're gonna yap, we're gonna make lunch, I'm gonna organize inventory, but now we're gonna do it in real time. Guys, shut the fuck up. I literally can see. This is gonna be TMI, but hey. Beans is a long hair cat, as you know. And if you have a long hair cat, you will find the struggle. Do you ever find dingleberries in your house? T. I'm actually being very serious. Sometimes I swear he gets lazy and doesn't want to clean himself. And I will like find them randomly. And I just saw one. You really can't make this shit up. Literally. Look at him. He's like, what's going on? Seriously, any long thank you. I'm like, thank you so much for validating that because I was about to feel so fucking crazy, but I literally find his little dingleberries all over because of the long hair. It's like he can't get all the way back there, y'all. Happy Friday. Welcome to the show. Okay, I did go to Goodwill today, so tea, you guys. Oh my god. I'm like too right? It's like, isn't it just it's funny until it's not funny, and you're like, oh my god, wait, I'm so horrified. Um, oh my god, Beans is a mess, y'all. I have literally found them like in my bed before. It's not cute, it's not glamorous, but we love our animals nonetheless. Okay, Queens, I want to show you guys something that I got today. Ooh, let me fix my hair. I was wearing sunglasses, so it looks a little crazy. How exciting. I saw my friend actually find you some loyal ass friends. Let me turn the lighting down, but I did want lighting who will let you know when they find stuff that you would like. So my friend messaged me a Facebook Marketplace listing and was like, "Girl, you love these hangers. This woman is selling like a whole lot of them. So you guys, we have more hangers, girls. I'm so excited. Let me show you them. Let me show them to you. I feel so blessed for real because guys, guess how much I paid for all of these? I feel like this is a pretty big thing. And if you know about these goddamn fabric hangers, you know, because they're so expensive. When I started my business like almost 2 years ago now, about a year in, I was like, let me level up. I love a good hanger moment. I just hate using the plastic ones. But on eBay, people wanted like for a lot of 10 of them, they're like $70. Girl, what? Facebook Marketplace, babe. Facebook Marketplace. The woman was like a sweet older woman. She charged me $20. Girls, 20 for all of these is crazy. It's 30 hangers. And they're all fabric covered. They're all so cute. They all have a bow. So I feel like like $20. I said, bitch, please. I almost was like telling her, like, I will pay for them and then I'll come get them. Please don't sell them to anybody else. And she was super sweet. She's like, no, you don't have to do that. Like, I promise. I'll keep them. I'm like, yes, please, girl. She was like 35 minutes from me. So it was a little bit farther, but like I feel like in DFW nothing is like under 30 minutes. So yes, girls, I'm so excited. They have this one. A lot of them, like honestly, I just love even the pink ones because I feel like these are so easy for all the shows. But then you guys know I like my little for like the cottage shows and stuff. I don't know why. This one's kind of like I think this is a baby one, but I don't know why this one's my favorite one. Like a little blue and white stripe. I feel like this is so cute. So yeah, it was a steal. I'm really, really grateful. Um, and then it did come with one velvet one, which I've actually never collected a velvet one. So this one is my first velvet girl. I would love to find pink velvet ones. Like so cute. But yes, y'all, I'm so grateful. So this is your tip. Check Facebook Marketplace, you guys. Check Facebook Marketplace. You might get lucky. And I'm so grateful my friend sent it to me. Shout out to Alexis, bitch, if you're on here. I love you. You are loyal. We have so much to do today, you guys, as far as like, I was like, literally. That's why the listing was posted 20 minutes ago. So I was like, oh, I'm on it. I'm there. I'm gonna actually make this like butter chicken pizza. Has anyone seen that on TikTok, you guys? I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Anyway, I got Indian food. I want to say like 2 or 3 days ago now. So I have some left over and I was like, wait, I've seen somebody. Yes, right? I also am getting like so much butter chicken content, which I love butter chicken, so I'm here for it. But I got pizza dough because I saw somebody made a pizza, like a butter chicken pizza. I was like, oh, I have leftover butter chicken. Let me fucking do that. I wanted the Trader Joe's ones. If you know, you know. I feel like Trader Joe's has the best one, but I was already at Walmart, so I just got this one. So let me turn my oven on because she kind of takes a while to preheat. It really annoys me. Okay, preheat 425. 425. Does anybody else have to open their oven before you guys like put anything in it? You guys, I have this crazy, I have to open my oven and look in it after I preheat it. It's like OCD. But it's because one day I did have a plate in there. I don't remember if it was my dad or my mom, but this is when I lived at home still. They had left a plate of food in there, like to keep it warm, and obviously forgotten about it. So I turned the oven on, literally opened the oven to the food being scorched, obviously to death, and it was a plastic plate. It melted all over, all through the rungs. It was horrible. So now I think it's manifested, like that PTSD from that has like manifested into OCD of always having to look inside the oven. Like I don't know what it is. And once my ex, in all the years we were together, this never happened. But one time he had like put in his pizza box in the oven. It was like a cardboard box, obviously like a leftover like Papa John's box. You guys, I of course preheated the oven. And the one time I'm like, no, it'll be fine. I was like, no, let me turn around and do it anyway. And I glanced, thank God I did, because it would have incinerated. So I stand by that fear. I'm like, I stand by that fear. Yes, it's ingrained in me. Okay, period. See, y'all get it. Because I feel like he was like, you're so paranoid. I'm like, no, it is not paranoia. I feel like once you have one bad thing happen, you're kind of like, I'm doing this forever. You know what I mean? And they have no clue it smells like burning plastic every time. Oh my God. Wait, I'm pretty sure that's like the warming compartment, right? I'm pretty sure that is the warming compartment. Am I wrong? Okay, yeah, I thought so. I was like, isn't that like part of warming your food up and stuff? That's crazy to put like plastic stuff down there. But girls, I literally, I don't know what it is. I just have such a fear because I don't. Yeah, right. I'm like, I don't like any of that shit. That stuff scares me. My house, like a house fire. Let me not even speak it into existence. Where's wood? Knock on wood. But like a house fire, things like that. Mm-mm, I don't play with that shit. It's the same with candles. My dad actually banned me from having candles when I was in high school because I would constantly leave the house and leave them on. Like I would forget to blow them out. So I was not allowed to have candles until I moved out, literally. Two times, my dad's a Capricorn. He don't play. So literally after the second time, he was like, "You're done. No more candles." I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, on our pizza, I'm gonna do the butter chicken. Obviously, I'm gonna also do red onion and then some basil. Which this one looks a little shoddy, but we're gonna try to do what we can with what we will. My friend's coming over later, and we're gonna actually, I'm gonna make her and I some salmon and mashed potatoes and stuff. I love a friend, you guys. I feel like this is so under appreciated. I love a friend that can just come to your house. Like yes, we like to pop out, we like to get dressed up, da, 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 all the things. I love a bitch that can just come over and we like eat dinner and we kiki and we can hang out at home. Low key, if I can't do that with you, I feel like something's wrong. Like you're not ever gonna be my close friend, you know? If you always have to be the girl that's outside. Like nothing wrong with being outside, but it's just I need yeah, literally in this economy. I know. And that's like part of it too. Is I feel like a lot of my close friends obviously are aware that I work for myself. So they're like, okay, like everybody's like, let's conserve money. So I'm like, bitch, I have salmon fillets I need to use. Come over and we're just gonna pop out and cook. We're about having knowledge and stuff is always in there. Oh, girl. Amen. That, I'm telling you, the oven thing is real. Okay, let me show you guys what I got while we wait for this to heat up. And I'll show you. Ooh. Okay. This is like borderline embarrassing, you guys, because I'm going to call myself out, but I will buy things and then literally never use them. I'm like, I can't. Like, I bought this whole Napa cabbage and it's like completely. I need to stop. I really do. Because it's just not. And then it smells bad and it's just, ugh. I be thinking I'm gonna use it for real. I really do. And I do have every intention. I just feel like I end up getting so busy. Right? It's so bad. It's literally so bad. If I don't trust you and you're in my house, you're not my friend. Yeah, I don't invite people over. Tea. Do you guys feel that way? Support vegetables for real. Literally, that's me with a bag of spinach. Like when I finish a bag of spinach, I'm like giving myself a treat because the amount of dead bags of spinach is just tea. But no, I don't actually have a lot of people over. So unpopular opinion, I'm not of the vein of just inviting anybody to my house or like any friends. Yes, I've thought about that with spinach too. Instead of just buying it fresh and keeping it in my fridge, like putting it in the freezer. But yeah, I'm not somebody that has just people over at my house. Like honestly, I have several friends that have never been to my house. Obviously, I've lived here only for like 6-ish months now, 7 months. 7 months because it's in January. We're going into the eighth month from moving to Miami to Dallas. But yeah, I only have had one friend that's come over. So I definitely bide time that way. And I think you should be, especially as a woman. I feel like you should be extremely, extremely decisive. No, not decisive, discerning on who comes to your house, who comes in your house, whether it's like a man, a woman, anybody. I just don't like people knowing where I live. I think, and the energy that they bring into your house, like y'all know, I'm like, it's just me. So I just am picky about that. I feel like you have to really um, like I need to hang out with you for a while, at least a few months, and then it's like, okay, cool. Then you can come over, whatever. But the second I invite you to my house, it's like, okay, now then you know you're in. Then you're like, okay, cool, I'm in. We're cool. But I feel like you should like suss people out. That's why, and honestly, I'm talking to myself here. You guys, when I was like younger and dating, all through college, I lived by myself. So I had not all through, but my last 2 years, and then like my first year after college, but I used to go on first dates and like have them meet me in my house. Like I was just so unsafe that I'm so grateful that like God looked out for me, the universe looked out for me. So yeah, there's just stuff I can't even believe. So I feel like I'm huge about preaching it now. I'm like learn from my mistakes. Like thank God nothing crazy happened, but like I was just not smart. I felt like because I lived alone, I was like, oh, it's such a flex. Like who cares if like people? It was like convenient that people could just come to my house and you don't have to deal with anyone or like roommates or just things like that. But in hindsight, it is like so dangerous, like so crazy. So I can't even believe like younger Janae would do that. She was a crazy girl. To come to my house, I just assume they're homeless. Oh my God, literally. I've never had a man directly ask me like that. I actually feel like most of the men that I've dated, I would go to their houses and such, which I like. I feel like I would feel a little weird if a man directly asked me to come to my house, right? Like I'd be like, why are you so like running to get there? Okay, let me show you guys also what I got, and then we're gonna start making our pizza. But that like would really weird me out. How do you guys feel about that? I don't know if I would be like obsessed if a man wants it to be over so quickly. Especially being alone, it's like, honey, I need to reiterate. We got the Glocky. Don't try it. Okay, the only two things I got today, because you guys, I went to go pick up the hangers. I told you it was like 35 minutes from me. Also, a moment for the dress. This is giving like cutie little Dior swim, little scallop lace up moment. It's from the brand She's Cool. Let me try to show it to you guys. Can you guys see the tag? There you go. It's from She's Cool. Girl, my friend, I'm about to spill some true tea. My friend dated a guy that was like that. He did not have like literally a current address, didn't have a car, and he would always kind of pop in and out and like try to take like use her stuff and whatever. That shit irks me. I don't know. I'm just not one of those girlies. That is not my cup of tea. I feel like I would be. I'm also not somebody. I know that we've talked about this before, you guys. I'm also not somebody who like jumps into any sort of relationship quickly at all. I'm much more of the opposite. Like I'm like avoid an attachment. Slow burn. I mean, we all do dumb stuff when we're young, girl. I told you I was out here being dumb too, so we get it, babe. But yes, I think that men are a lot more covert now about it too, which is kind of tea. Like low key, I'd be watching their story times on TikTok of some women, and I'm like, I would be convinced too, you know? Like men really go out of their way at times. They go the lengths to cheat, to lie, to deceive. Okay, the first thing I got you guys was this little Formula One sweater. This is actually for my friend. I messaged her and was like, hey, do you want this? Because her and her man are really into Formula One. But how cute is this? It's like a little pit crew sweater that, and then on the back it just has their little F1 vibe. I'm not a huge like I really don't know shit about F1. I'm assuming this is also men's because this is marked a size extra small. But like again, this is why I hate Goodwill. It's like this is $7. I feel like that's like ridiculous. You know what I mean? For this I don't know, Goodwill pisses me off. So because I went to go get the hangers in her side of town, which again she's like 35 minutes away, I was like fuck it, let me see what's by there. And it's like really suburban, so I feel like it was one of those areas you guys know where they have like Plato's Closet, a few like little charity shops, like small church shops and stuff, and then a Goodwill. So it was kind of the pickings was slim, bitch. The pickings was slim. So I said, let me stop in against my greater judgment. I did find one item for the store. Otherwise, I only bought this item and then that jacket for my friend. But yeah, I'm starting to get so much better, you guys, at like not wasting time in the thrift store. I'm doing a whatnot TikTok video later about like my real practical tips, not like people being like, be consistent and keep showing. Like, no, real ass fucking tips. And one of them is going to be do not waste so much time in the store. Okay, are you guys ready? Oh, I already gave you a sneak peek. You guys. This? Oh my god. I have no idea what show she's gonna go in. Fully lace. Look at the top. Look at the collar. Gorgeous all the way down. She's absolutely unlined. And then she has a little back cinch. This is like, I imagine this with just a gorgeous bodysuit underneath, almost like a little Skims, like nude. But how beautiful is this, you guys? Obviously, I just got her today, so she needs to be cleaned, but she is true vintage and she's just delicate. Like, look at all the details. I just feel like this absolutely would slay down. Like, oh, so beautiful. And again, she's unlined lace, so I'm excited. I don't know what I'm going to put her in quite yet, which show, but I knew she needed to be in one. I could kind of see this for Earth, for the not the Earth sign, the water sign show, but I'm also kind of full capacity wise on that one, so we'll see. But like even the keyhole, guys, this is a crazy one. This is a crazy girl. I think she's a size small. Let me see what her tag is even saying too, because I really don't even know what brand she is, y'all. But yeah, I died when I saw her. This was one of those though. I feel like once you are looking in the thrift for like maybe 30 minutes, if I start to really not find anything, then it's like time for me to move on, you know? Because otherwise you will just get eaten alive. Y'all, I don't think she actually has a tag. I think she's tagless, which you know that's kind of my favorite because it gives homemade then. I don't know if this one's homemade. Wait. Or not. It just says size 12 right here. So I'm not sure. But yeah, she is beautiful. I'm literally like obsessed. So those are the only two things that I got. Girl, I was talking to my best friend this morning about that because I've been seeing a lot. Have you guys been seeing a lot more like whatnot content? Be honest on TikTok. And I'm not even like my type of content. I've been starting to see a lot more like the of like how much I made videos and stuff like that. Ooh, which I'm not against. I just think, oh my god, not me hitting everything in my kitchen trying to put this tripod up. I'm wondering if we're all getting it a lot more. But I saw this girl talking about her bin's experience and like what she does. And honestly, it is so it is so crazy. The bins is just not for me. You guys know that. I feel like the bins it just stresses me the fuck out. To get time to compare money is just something yeah. Exactly. So she does like jewelry and I think she does clothes too. And again, this is like no shade to her, but she only pretty much sources from the bins. I feel like if you are going to do that, you literally need to like consistently go for like several days and just hoard a bunch of inventory and then they do these huge shows. I'll be honest, this is going to be in my whatnot tips video as well. I'm much more preferential to more shows, smaller shows. So I get that these people, not these people in like a derogatory way, but like that people prefer going on and staying on for like 6 hours and selling 200 items. That is not my prerogative. I have found through trial and error for literally 7 months now that what works better for me and what's more sustainable for me to keep showing up, to be in a good mood, to find good shit for you guys is to do 2 to 3 times a week. And that's it. Like, I feel like you kind of just have to find a balance. And I would rather do more shows throughout the week that are smaller, like 2 to 3 hours at a time. Because yeah, I can't do 6 hours or 8 hours. Like, I don't know. It becomes unenjoyable to me at that point. And I think again, it's like different for everybody. It's different what everybody like wants and likes. But for me, that was like pretty much the max because it can become very stressful, you guys. I don't know. And again, I've said this before, but it's like you have to continue to feed the beast. So, like, the bigger you grow in that way, if you build your business off the bins, then you have to keep going to the bins to keep building that business, you know? Otherwise, you'll have to build your schedule around a different sourcing style, like going to the racks, going other places. But yeah, it definitely depends on what works for you. It does not work for me. I'm going to try to go to the bins again. I have this theory that if you go after closing, or not after closing, but like an hour before they're going to close, that maybe people have cleared out. So I'm like, let's pray that's true. Yeah, I only started 7 months ago, girl. I literally started full time in January. So my first show technically was in October. I had maybe 2 shows in October and a handful in November, but I was still working my corporate job, so I wasn't able to like full throttle really do it. December, I quit my corporate job officially and kind of went through like a existential crisis of like, oh my God, what did I just do? I've been working 7.5 years in the corporate realm to like build myself up, and I'm really doing this. Holy shit. But yeah, from January, I moved to Dallas from Miami. So also kind of a wash of a month a little bit. I think I only had maybe 2 or 3 shows the whole month. And then from February on, I've been doing it full time, girly. And yeah, it has been a grind, but I feel like even then, like I kind of have to pinch myself sometimes because I don't feel like I've done a crazy amount. But if I really sit back and look at the numbers, you guys know I'm an analytics girl. I like looking at the back ends. You really can grow a lot. I mean, I'm not rich by any means. I don't make like a crazy amount of money, but the fact that I can like sustain myself and do things that I want to do is, amazing. I can't wait until I can go past the threshold of like what I used to be making in the corporate realm, and also like see where it goes. I enjoy live streaming. I enjoy talking, and like I enjoy not having to edit. As much as I like TikTok, I'm much more of a personality in real life person. This is something that's also not said. A lot of people, this will also be my my whatnot video. You guys are getting this like the tea beforehand. Live selling's not for everyone. Live selling's not for everyone. Can you see him? Oh, Bean's in the thing. I'm like looking at him right now. I'm like, wait, how are you guys able to see him? But yeah, in his little thing. Also, hi, babe. Live selling is not for everybody. Like sometimes it's easier to make content and have that go more viral, but then you like see them on live and it's not engaging and it's not as fun. So I really enjoy the like I don't have to edit. This is just my personality. I like turn the camera on and we yap and this is what we do. Part of it. Like I actually thrive low key live streaming. But thank you guys. I can't wait to like Thank you. I can't wait to continue and just again see where it goes. I also feel like live selling, like we've only scratched the surface, you guys. Every time I get on this damn app, my eye starts itching. What does that mean? You know how they say like palms itching, money, feet itching, travel. What is eye itching? Like my third eye is opening or something? Let's pray. But I really think that we have barely scratched the surface with whatnot. Like I know that that's why it's kind of funny when some creators will be like, oh my God, it's getting saturated. It's like, babe, no, it is not. If you think about how many people use TikTok versus how many people use whatnot right now, and you see the way the trends that different platforms are leaning to, like even Instagram, Poshmark, etc., all incorporating live selling and pieces like that. I feel like again we're just scratching the surface. So now is the time to start for sure, honestly. And I feel like so many people can do it. Like it's actually a really easy job. Or I should say this. It's not it's simple, but it's not easy. And the creator that I was talking about that had made the video that was like, I made 100K in 3 months or something like that. She was like, it's so easy what we do. Like, it's really not that hard. And I'm like, actually, I feel like what we do is very simple. You thrift clothes, you come on, you sell them, you ship them out, you get paid. It's a very simple process, but I wouldn't say it's easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. If it was easy, everyone would be consistent at it. If it was easy, we would all work for ourselves and everybody would be able to, have a thriving store and would be consistent and XYZ. So it's definitely not easy, but it is extremely simple. And that's why I feel like everybody can do it. Oh my God, especially without a wholesaler. But only doing it gets better. And honestly, you guys know I don't take the wholesaler route. And not that I've not necessarily tried. Well, if my ass turns this fucking thing on one more time. You guys know though, like I'm not against the wholesaler route. I just think it does eventually, how do I want to say this? I felt like it would maybe lessen what I was trying to build because I really like handpicking all the items. I like that it's like curated. I curate each edit, which I really like, and I feel like again that means it makes it more of like your style. Actually, this is low key really clutch, you guys. It just comes like this. I've never bought one of these before. Do you just bake it on this little parchment paper too? Wait, stop. I'm driving. Baking paper is oven safe up to 400. Avoid direct contact with heating elements or flames. Okay, period. Use baking sheet or sheet pan. Paper will brown during baking. Okay. Unroll dough. Add sauce and toppings and bake for. Okay, period. Wait, this is so cutesy. Stop. Oh, this is going to be a big pizza for myself. I'm always so afraid to put parchment paper in the goddamn oven. Because I've also had that catch on fire in the air fryer before. I've obviously had a lot. I mean, a lot has caught on fire. But yeah, girls, I feel like all you can do is just continue to keep going. And that's why I wanted to make an advice video for TikTok that wasn't just like consistency. We all know that consistency is going to be the biggest piece, the star asterisk underline. What I think is not said, me, literally me, are like different systems, tips, and tricks. I'm a very tangible person. Something that used to piss me off in the corporate world is especially like bosses or managers, etc., that would not give tangible takeaways. Like, do this and get this. Like, I like a cause and effect style of management and a very direct one. So I feel like that's why I'm the way I am. Like, I'm just very like, this is what it is, girls, you know? Yes, we all know if you don't show up, you're not going to make anything, but there's also a lot that I've learned in 7 months. I feel like could be helpful. So it's like, avoid these pitfalls. Something that I'm a little bit bitter on, and I'm going to try to say this in like a really sweet way because Mercury is in retrograde. I'm not trying to be a bitch right now, but I wish that some of the larger creators on here would do the same, would be a lot more transparent with the back end and stop making these clout chasey videos that are like, I made $5,000 in 6 minutes and that's it. And they just like end the video. I don't like that. I don't know why that really doesn't sit right with me. But I keep seeing it all over TikTok and I don't know, it just irks me. I'm like, that's not helpful in my eyes. I wish that they would maybe make more content that actually helps people. A lot of people, that's why I feel like I, yes, make content to help people, but I also am realizing that like a lot of people are not going to do shit with the help that I give them. The spreadsheets that I send out, the content, the breakdown. So like, that's why I'm like, I don't understand why people gatekeep because like 99% of people are not going to do anything with the materials you give them, you know? And I don't think that takes away from you and what you're able to do. But again, I don't want to harp too much on it. I just feel very passionate about that. I don't like the braggadocious content. I'd rather it be like an actual helpful breakdown. I'm like, tell us, help us know whether it's pricing, taxes. That's why I included in mine. If you guys haven't seen it, go follow the TikTok. If you want to see what I make in a show, I give you the exact breakdown. I give you my cost of goods, the fees, how much is literally deposited into my account from a show. And that's just one. I mean, again, if you know anything about being here and whatnot, it definitely fluctuates. So there's really no like average, I would say, yet. But girl, you can definitely make a lot of coin. Do not give up. Do not give up, girl. My first show, this is the tea. My first show was a Coach bag show, and I felt like it gave me a false sense of hope because one, I had collected those almost like chocolate bar Coach bags. I'll show you. This is what my TikTok is. I had those chocolate bar like Coach bags and the little baby doll ones. I had a full collection, you guys. I sold 10 bags for like less than $200. So we all learn in negative ways. Like my show, sure. My TikTok, I just put bing in the chat for you queens. But yeah, I have videos there on like the financial side, what I do, my spreadsheet, everything. I'm just trying to put out content that's helpful in that way. I also feel like longevity wise, that's actually content that converts much more in the long term. So I feel like that is helpful. But either way, so yeah, my first show, like, yes, I sold those bags, but I didn't make shit. So you live and you learn. I feel like you have to keep going live. Even after that show, I maybe had 4 or 5 people in it, two of them being my mom. Well, like my mom and my boyfriend. So I would have family members shamelessly, friends. I put it on my Instagram, my personal Instagram, before I had Rich Girl's Instagram. You kind of just have to be shameless about it. And you have to show up as though you're talking to 100 people. I don't care if there's one person in the room, 10 people, 100 people, 2,000 people. And we all realize this, but there you'll see big creators and you'll see them with hundreds of people in there, but there's only 10 people bidding. My shows, some of my biggest shows have maybe had 20 people in them, but they sold out everything. So you never know who's a buyer. You never know how much they're willing to buy as well. I very much so have my handful of like really like girlies that shop several items, big bundles every time I'm live. So you'll don't underestimate who's watching and what their intentions are. Okay, if my ass touches this one more time, I'm gonna freak out. So it's frustrating. Exactly. And you know, this is really, really important too, guys. Stand on the stuff that you are sourcing. So partially why I don't really negotiate my prices, which side tea, you guys are going to get a little bit of a sneak peek. Tomorrow I will be having a surprise show. It's going to be $7 starts. So look out for that on Instagram. I'm not going to post about it. I'm literally just going to post when I'm live. This is a show. Boom. So I feel like, yes, there are some ways to like give back and, you know, try to give the girls a deal, but stand on your prices and stand on what you believe is a good item. I'm so picky and discerning when I thrift. So if I buy it and it comes home with me, I am going to charge what I am going to charge for it. And I don't care if it sells today, next week, or in 2 months. I have had items that I sold even in the last show that I've had for 2 or 3 months. So if you are wants everything for $1, I can't and don't. I preach that from the mountaintops. Don't start anything at $3. Don't start it at $5. Like start it at what you wanted to sell it for initially. That's also gonna be one of my whatnot tips. You know what? Let me just get the damn paper. And you guys can have the whatnot tips as like a sneak peek. I wrote them down. I haven't recorded the video yet, but when I was doing my let me turn this light off too. When I was doing my packaging this morning, I just wanted to like put it on my brain and think about what they're going to be. So I wrote them down so we can talk about them because I feel like that would be helpful. And literally, I'm like, I just don't do it. But I feel like you. Hi, Beanie Weenie. Do you want to come inside? Look at him staring at me through. What are you doing? He's literally my dog, you guys. He just lays. You don't want to come in? Literally my dog. He lays into. You're so cutie. Okay. Until loving your surprise. Yeah, literally. I don't think, I mean, I've seen people recommend that, but again, you need to think about what type of audience you want to build. I did not want an audience predicated on dollar starts. I've spoken about this before in my shows. I see Rich Girl Vintage becoming a bigger brand. I would eventually like to shorten it to just Rich Girl, and I want it to be just like Skinny Girl that Bethany Frankel had, or Dairy Boy like Paige Lorenz, Danielle Guizio, all of these brands that were cultivated from a singular woman who just started selling a product, and then obviously people fell in love with it and it grew. So I refuse to cheapen my stuff that way because I don't want to be known as a dollar live seller. I don't want to be known as exactly. I don't want to be known as a dollar live seller. I don't want to be the seller that you just get on and my audience bullies me and everybody just hawks their requests at me and you guys don't truly know me. So I also think that there's a lot of space on whatnot for all of that though. Like a lot of sellers are not like me. They don't share their personal life. They don't talk about themselves. They just show items. Some people just show stuff like this. I've noticed. Like I watch whatnot too. I see what you guys see. So I think there's a lot of categories for different people. Some people are going to be more personality. Some people are going to, literally, some people are going to be a lot less personality and they're going to lean more on just volume sales. They want to get on, they want to sell shit for 3 hours and they want to dip. So it depends on what your vein is. My vein, I love personality. That's why I like to create TikToks. I like having smaller shows that are a lot more intentional and I like charging what I believe a firm price is because it's my full-time job. I have to pay my bills. So you have to factor in time and effort and energy, etc. Okay, now let's get to the list. So it's going to be the 7 things that I think are most important. So 7 pieces of advice. I don't know what I'm going to title the video yet. You guys know if you watch my TikTok, my regular intro is I sell vintage clothing full time and whatnot. And I'm going to say I think like, and these are my real 7 realistic tips or something. Okay, so the first one, get a setup. I feel like people preach it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Even now, I could have better lighting. I need to get my little phone clip light, but like lights matter. Having a tape measure, especially if you're in our category, a sewing tape measure to measure the clothes is pertinent. The amount of girls on here that want to sell clothing and will just be like, I think it's a size small, guys. I don't know. You guys tell me. No! If you want this to be your full-time job, treat it like a full-time job. And again, I'm trying to be nice. Mercury's in retrograde, guys. Bear with me. So lights, make sure you just have a setup in that way. A light, a tape measure, a tripod, and then packaging. A lot of people will be like, should I get packaging after my first order once I see what's sold? And it's like, no, get it early, Order like 100 poly mailers on Amazon and start with there and a thermal label printer and start from there. I am of the belief if you manifest and you're somebody that already kind of believes in the law of attraction, move as though this is a big business. Move as though like when I decided okay, I'm going to do this full time, I said, let me get a thermal printer, let me get packaging, let me go get a cart. So I have a cart for my packages and my clothes. So I feel like if you start moving with that mentality, obviously that's what you're going to attract. So yeah, get a setup. Don't let people underestimate the setup piece. 2, and I'm actually about to do this. So this is again one of those like learn from what one of my mistakes. Get a PO box. I always underestimated that my address was on there. And like my apartment for if you're going to be a seller, like you shipping stuff, people shipping it back to you. If God forbid, knock on wood, you have returns, which I've not had. I use the Jaden's. Here, I'm going to put it in the chat. It's a Jaden's thermal printer. It was literally $60 off of Yeah, Jaden's thermal printer, $60 on Amazon. It's really highly recommended. So yeah, super good. And it mass prints the labels. My last one made me print each label one by one, so I hated it. So yeah, I can't recommend the Jaden's enough. Connects to your phone, super easy, and then it auto prints, so you can set it and forget it. Yes, get packages, girl. See, I'm telling you, there's a lot that you wouldn't really think about. I got that one, didn't work for me. Why? Oh, wait, tell me the tea of why you didn't like it. But yeah, I would just have it set up. I think people underestimate that. Like, oh, let me actually get packages and things after. Yes, use iPostal for a PO box cheaper than USPS. Okay, thank you, Rochelle. Honestly, thank you so much for that one. Let me write that down. You said iPostal box. Ah, okay, I'm gonna put it in my phone. Actually, let me just take a screenshot. Wait, that's so much easier. Thanks, Boo. I needed that. So thank you so much. Because honestly, that's just something I had not thought about is that, you are as you grow, there's a lot of eyes on you. Hey, Boos. Hi, Ashley. This is kind of turning into a seller chat, but I am making some butter chicken pizza, bitches. But yeah, so we're just talking about getting a PO box. Ashley, do you use a PO box or anything, or do you just have your home address? I feel like because I live alone, that's why I'm recommending it. And I'm like, I don't know. I just think as you grow, like I think about how many people, for example, Sam or just super big creators send it like I don't and it feels too far gone. I feel you. No, literally. Like I feel that way too. So I'm making the change today. I was talking to USPS about it. That's why I'm super grateful, Rochelle, that you sent me that. But yeah, I would recommend that. If I wish I would have done that from the beginning, is just started with the PO box, so my address wasn't out there. Period. Yeah, at least if you have someone there. Or just I don't know. I don't like my address out. I'm actually as much as I'm annoying and like to yap online, I don't want people to know where I live. But yes, using my office address for a while as a building security. See, that's actually a good idea too, your office. But yeah, that was my second piece. For safety is good. So the third one, start items at what you want them to sell for initially. So yeah, I feel like that one, start asterisk underline. Don't fall into the trap. I don't care who you see. I don't care what person's show you're in. Just don't do it. Don't do it. I don't think any new seller should start their items if you're shopping at the racks. Honestly, even if you're shopping at the bins, start everything at least $7 or $8. At least. At least. You know your cost of goods. You know how much it's going to sell for, but you will be goddamn shocked at how little you will make in profit. Now, again, I've talked about this before. We see all these people that claim like I'm making this much money, I'm making this much money. I'm almost 1,000% guaranteeing you guys that is gross sales. It's not their profit. You probably sold this gross amount of goods, but after your cost of goods, after whatnot fees, I guarantee you did not make XYZ dollars. So I feel like just making sure that all of that's factored in. Like I'm about to do a second video. You guys are getting all my TikToks early today. What the fuck? I'm gonna do a second video about my promotions because I get asked a lot on TikTok, like, do you do giveaways and things like that? I personally, you guys know, I really only do like maybe 2 or 3 giveaways in the 7 months that I've done it. So I feel like I do giveaways in a different way, i.e. the match boxes, etc. But that's also a cost that I have to factor in to my pricing. So I think there's just other more strategic ways in the long term, better than giveaways. But either way, that's a video. Start it at what you want. Start it at what you want. Because all of these, exactly, girl. My cost of goods right now, on average, is like $4. It's right around $4. But if I sell it at $12 minus my cost of goods minus what whatnot takes, like I'm only left with about $5-6 of profit. So $12 was kind of the minimum for me, and exactly, and that's me doing $4 as in like I go to so many thrifts. So obviously, there's like some that are more expensive, some that are a little bit cheaper, etc. You guys know I don't really shop the bins. I'm gonna try it on Monday, you guys. I really am. But I would probably I do $12, and again, that's like if it sells at that base price. But even at $12, like $5 in profit on something, if I only sell about 30 items, 35, 40, 50 items in a show, is not a crazy amount of money. Like I actually, I don't know. I feel like that's actually super reasonable. That's something I almost was going to talk about in my last show too. Is like I do feel like you have to kind of stand firm. Like you deserve to make money too. Come to Houston. Yes. Oh my God. No, I seriously will. I've never been to Houston before. Seriously. Okay, wait, I love that bitch. I'll message you because I will come to Houston. I've wanted to do like a little staycation because y'all know my birthday's next month. I'm a Libra. But I want to do something kind of close and local. I can't really afford to do like a full like solo trip because y'all know the Tracy Ellis show. I saw her solo trip series. I'm inspired too. I want to go to Thailand as well, girl. But yes, I cannot do that right now. So I'm like, let me do something quick. But oh my God, yes. Okay, I will seriously message you because I will make a little road trip, girl. Yes, when's your birthday, Cam? Yes. No, and okay, I was gonna say, so giveies do cost a lot of money, and that's why we talked about this in Winnie's live. I want to say a few days ago. Shout out Winnie the Grails. I'm very, again, hands off with giveaways. I think that sometimes you will think, okay, this is gonna be a giveaway that's going to like help the community and help me grow. But a lot of them, I only do follower only ones as well. I feel like people just follow you and then like that's it. They don't really buy. So again, I would rather do like giveaways for really big, like when I hit 3K and 2K sales, I did a giveaway of the Telfar bag stuffed with goodies. So like I'd rather do more sporadic ones that are good like that, but like you cannot sustain that as a seller. Girl, you cannot sustain that. You'll realize like they catch up real quick. And that's why I say little things like the matchboxes, I feel like are obviously like it's something free. I do it kind of as like a giveaway to each of you. You guys obviously purchase something, but you get like a really good freebie with it. And I factor that into the cost. Obviously, I have to pay for them, so it comes out of the profit that I make for every show. I'm okay with that, but in that same vein, that means I'm not going to do as many giveaways because you're kind of consistently getting little mini prizes. Because I do want you guys to be rewarded, but it's like, oh, I don't know. I think there's just better ways to do it. Yes, I love that. I seriously thank you so much for saying that too, that you use it as decor, because that's exactly what I want them for. Honestly, like I love them as decor. Y'all know I collect the vintage mash boxes as well. You guys, I'm gonna sit here and not even make this fucking pizza. Oh my god. Okay. Also, tea. I do have some of this like curried. It was not curried. I think it's like a kind of curried goat. So I might make it half and half on here. Like half butter chicken, half of this. I wish I knew the name. They wrote it on the top, but yeah. Yeah, right? Okay, so I've actually seen people ask about doing gift card giveaways. I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that. I know Whatnot doesn't allow you to do like a lottery. For example, I've thought, which it's kind of annoying because I wish that you could do something cool like that, where like everybody tips you $1 and then somebody can win the whole pot. Like it's kind of fun, and I feel like it'd be a good gamble. But either way, you can't do stuff like that. But I do wonder if you can do a gift card one. I've never seen people do a gift card or like money or anything like that. Have you guys seen that? Has anyone seen a giveaway that's like that on my upcoming? Okay, clothing giveaways is interessante. Yes, okay, Aquarius Queen. Oh my god, my closest friends are Aquariuses too. Seriously. I was gonna say gift cards I've seen a lot because obviously, like, let me season this a little bit. Because they be getting they're easy and they're like small, I feel like to mail. I'm just gonna add like some Italian seasoning. Because this dough looks really, you know, she's giving she's giving thin. Doing $5 credit for jam. Ooh, okay, wait. And maybe like a gift card would be a good one too. Um, I don't know. I'm not against giveaways, you guys. I really am not. I don't want to come across as against them. But I think as you continue to sell, you'll realize how much they really add up. Like, wow. I did not realize that because obviously you're paying for the shipping. And initially, like, you guys know I have those. No, definitely do them. I think just be discerning about how many you do. Because some sellers do like several every show. I don't know how they do it, for real. If you know, let me know. But yeah, I don't know how they do it. I think you just have to be really, really discerning on like how many you're gonna do. Also, the life engineer, as you say. Yeah, exactly. I feel like they kind of just come in. I don't know. I didn't find it beneficial in the growth, but that was really my mindset at the time was like, oh, I want to grow. How do I get more followers? So actually, this is my amended advice. If you just want to get followers and you're working on growing your account that way, definitely do giveaways. Like somebody actually asked me earlier in the chat about if I cross promote. I just started like seriously doing TikToks about Whatnot maybe a month and a half ago. So it's not actually been that long. I will say my TikTok has grown in that month and a half of posting it, like my regular vlogs and my Whatnot content specifically. I wish I started sooner. So that is something that is on here. I guess it's not necessarily on here. Which also T Ashley, I have you on here. Number 4, I put ABS, always be sourcing, and I put shout out Ashley because you go on your lunch break. And that is what I feel like a lot of people who want to make it full time neglect. When I was in the corporate world, bitch, I did the same thing. I would go on my lunch break for an hour. I would leave my little office and I would go. And I think that's the stuff. That's the mentality you have to have if you really want it to be serious. You find pockets of time. I go thrifting all day, every day, yes, but I still come home, take a break. I'll make myself lunch. Then I go back out to a different thrift. Maybe I'll come home, have dinner. Maybe I'll stop and have a drink with a friend. Then I just pop by my way. If you make it work for you, it's actually quite simple to source. And what do I say? It may be simple, it ain't easy all the time because we get tired, we get exhausted. Like it is a lot. But yes, you inspire me with that because you are always sourcing and you make it work, girl. And that's really what you have to do. Love you too. And your vid was the first pop up. Yes, thank you. You guys, I feel like TikTok's starting to show me love, but that's why I'm saying I wonder if Whatnot is just being pushed right now because I feel like a lot of people's Whatnot videos are blowing up. But yes, my every Thursday on the way home. See, yes, at least once a week, at least twice a week, and you can really find it. You find a fuckload of items, though. I will say the last video that you said, I think you found like 25 items in an hour. That's good, girl. That's a good ass store. Yeah, oh my God, I go everywhere. Again, which is also why my price is set at $12 minimum because it's just, I mean, I'm driving. I live in Dallas, bitch. Everything's 30 minutes apart. It's not like Miami. Miami, the thrifts that I like to go to were one either closer to my house or if I did drive 40 minutes, it was like a little you guys know, like if you're in a city, they were all like 5 to 10 minutes apart. So I would maybe drive 40 minutes from my house, but they would all be pretty close together. Dallas is built different. I'm sure like Houston, anywhere else I'm sure in Texas is the same because it's just so spread out. You have to drive. You have to drive. Yesterday I went to 4 different thrift stores and I'm telling you they were each at least 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes apart. Like it just you're everywhere. You're everywhere. So you really have to get used to it. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Oh, girl, go if you are in Miami, bitch, drive to Hollywood, go up north, go to American Thrift. That was my favorite thrift store when I was there. There's a red, white, and blue right down the street. And then side T, this is a little, I think it's Naomi's or Natalie's Closet. I cannot remember. It's one of those two, Naomi's or Natalie's Closet. But it is like maybe 2 blocks from those two thrifts that I just mentioned because they're on the same street. And girl, that woman hooked it up. She had like nothing over $5 in her store. I found such good leather, so many like pieces like that. So try those, yes. But Miami has some fire pieces. Girl, I know. Oh my God, San Antonio, I can't do. I think it's only about 4 hours for me. I do want to, like, which is why I'm actually really excited to come to Houston because I want to explore more of Texas. I feel like Texas has good thrift, but like, it's just so far. Yeah, it is so far, really, to make him an outdoor doggy. Oh my God, that would really piss me off, you guys. You know that Beans has ruined so many pieces for me before too, and I feel for you, babe, because that shit would irk me. Okay, let me put this on. I don't have a ton, but you can see it's like the perfect amount, I feel like, for like half the pizza, and then we'll put it. I would be crashing out too. Tennessee. Okay, wait. I know. I feel like it's always the states you would not expect to be so fire. You know what I mean? Oh, maybe I should have cut the chicken up a little more. That's okay. We're making do, girls. I feel like it's always the states you would think. I've heard really amazing things about thrifting in Arizona. Any of my Arizona girlies in the chat? Because I've never been to Arizona, but I feel like it would be really. Okay, I need to break this piece of chicken up. But I feel like it would be really, really good in Arizona too. I've heard the bins in Arizona is good. You know, I want to go to Vegas. I feel like all the Vegas content that I see is so like the Vegas bins look like they hit. All the Vegas girlies look like they find such good stuff. So I kind of want to do it too. Okay, wait. Also, that brings me back to the list. Ashley's was number 4. Always be sourcing. But yes, always be sourcing. Yes, come to Vegas in August. I'm gonna DM you. Yes. Or wait, are you going? Are you going in August? What are you going for? I know I've never actually been to Las Vegas, you guys. Sorry, cover your ears. I've never been to Las Vegas, you guys. There has to be Jersey girls in here because I see all y'all's shipping labels and I have several Jersey queens. So hopefully they are in this chat today. Yes! Oh my God, I will be there. October actually works even better for me. So my friend is coming here to Dallas from New York to visit me. So she's coming at the end of August. So actually October is like so much better. Thank God. Okay, I'm trying to do like a thin layer, you guys. Do you want to see what I'm doing? Hopefully you guys can see. Can you guys see it? Oh, perfect. So I'm going to try to do the half and half vibe. We'll see. I'm so curious to see how this comes out, you guys, but it looks delicious. It looks really good. Again, I got this off of a TikTok idea because this woman made, I've also seen someone make an oxtail pizza, which looks crazy. Oh my God. I want to make that so bad. I don't know how to make oxtails, but it looks so good. Yes. Vegas does look so fun. I'm not really sure what to expect though. I'm a little nervous. Okay, let me wash this off. I'm a little nervous. Yes. This weekend, I guess. Yeah. Oh, really? Like what type of, like just for clothing buyers? What's the tea, I guess? I'm confused. It seems like they have really good clothing there. Seriously. Like the thrifts always be looking like they hit, girl. So many people selling ebooks on how to sell. Like, I know, no, that is weird to me. So I'll say that. I feel like that is super weird. Because I just kind of give it out. I don't understand selling your I don't understand selling an ebook unless you are going to sell your like specific contacts as a wholesaler. I get people gatekeeping their wholesalers, whatever, because you don't want 50 people. Now you have to compete with inventory, blah, 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 blah. But if you don't have a wholesaler, like if it's just thrift stores that you go to, I feel like that's a little crazy to me. But again, what do I know? You know? Y'all know I'm just as close swanging. I'm like, I think that, what do I want to say about this that would not get me canceled? I think a lot of people will do a lot for money. And I don't think a lot of people do things based out of the passion that they want, that they actually have for it, and it shows. I'm like, and that's what I feel. Yes, we have the Thrift Family Center. It's not good here though, girl. I'll be honest. I'm trying to break up some of this meat, you guys. This is like goat meat, but yeah. It is so good, you guys. This pizza's about to be fire. I can already tell. But yeah, my thrift family outlet isn't that good. That's partially why I don't really like wholesale either, because I feel like then you're kind of forced to like sell clothes even if you don't really have a belief in them or like you don't think they're the best. Because I'm sorry, y'all, none of you bitches are gonna convince me that you're handpicking every item when you got a wholesale order of 300 items. Do I have dummy written on my forehead? Like, please. You guys are so ridiculous sometimes. Not you guys, but you guys get what I'm saying. So, I don't know. I do think that sometimes we're losing the plot with it. But again, like, to each their own. You guys know. I may be opinionated, but I stay in my motherfucking lane, okay? I'm not worried about what anyone's doing. I'm going to sell my little clothies and grow. But yeah, some people I can definitely see. Like, okay, you just want to make your coin, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, at the end of the day, this is a job. But I do think in the long run, you really have to love it. And I know that sounds corny, but like, it is a fuckload of work if you want to be able to pay your bills and like actually save and survive off of it. Like, I'm literally learning that now. Please, please learn from me in that aspect. Like, it definitely takes a lot of grinding. Okay, this I maybe put too much of this one on, but we're just gonna make do, you guys. I might have put too much sauce. Let me take some of it off. I love using my hands to cook, so if you're disgusted by that, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, girl. Okay, let me like kind of spread this out. Ooh. Is beans okay? For them, but also. Yeah, right? Okay, so T. Wait, what is the link for? Let me know what the link is about. You like your Fleek order. I have heard good and bad things about Fleek. Honestly, I think it all depends on who you have. You know what I mean? Like who your wholesaler is. Again, I'm not against wholesale, y'all. I don't want you to take it as that. I'm more so just like, you're not going to convince me that you hand pick all of it. Like, I know that they just be sending you maybe a picture of a few things and then it's kind of is what it is. Which again, no shade, no tea. That is just not necessarily um my cup of tea, and that's fine. Just like it's fine when I talk about the range of sellers on here, just like it's fine that a lot of people don't want to go live and not sell anything. Like a lot of the people that I see that slay on here, they just sell and they are on for 6 hours selling, and that's it. Like you only see them on those dates, and that's all. Like that's all that it is. I want to build more of a community that likes me and wants to buy for me and my eye. So I like to come on and just yap, and I like to kiki with you guys and get to know you guys. And I've met some of you in person, which is so crazy. So like, I don't know. I think it's just there's room for all different types of sellers. And that's why I kind of hate this rhetoric right now of like, do it this way and you'll make all this money. It's like, no, figure it out for you, because just like TikTok, just like any other social media platform, there's no guarantee. It's not going to work the same for anybody. You have to keep throwing spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, which brings me back to my list. Okay, let me do. So we did number 4. We did number 4, which was always be sourcing. Number 5 is it's a show, be engaging. And I know, like I'm saying, there's some sellers that don't want to yap, they want to do anything, they just want to show the clothes, and it's like this, and that's fine. But I will tell you now, the more engaging and fun you are, and it doesn't have to mean spilling your personal tea. I know some people you don't want to talk about your life, you don't want to show your man, you don't want to do XYZ. That's totally fine. But you have to find ways to make it fun. to make it, you know, whether it's like me, I try to make you guys feel like my besties. I try to just be authentic and honest and talk to my phone as though I'm on FaceTime with my sister, you know? Some people, you may play games. I see some people do like mystery raffles and stuff, or they do like questions with the audience and they play games. So just making it fun. I think you guys would be shocked. The more you think about it as a show I'm putting on, obviously this is a yappy live, hence why I'm in community. But I do feel like when I have my shows, I make it a show. I dress up to the theme. I period like do a live unboxing, have good lighting, make it just like really professional seeming. And again, it's kind of the ethos of like, when you look good, you feel good. It's the same. If you like dress to the theme, you really put your effort into it, I feel like it does yield you a better reward. So I don't know. I do think that's really important. Like make it engaging, make it a show, make it fun, include people, follow people back. Like don't be the seller that doesn't live up to their word. Okay, number 6. This goes to what we were talking about before. And it is pivot, pivot, pivot. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Hear me when I say this. Don't listen to anyone's fucking advice. Not even me. Not even me. Start doing it and pivot. Learn to say, okay, this isn't working anymore. I did a show of 60 dresses and I didn't sell any of them. Okay, let me try it on Tuesday at 6 p.m. instead of Tuesday at 11 p.m. Okay, that didn't work. 6 p.m. didn't work. Let me try it on Friday at 11 a.m. Okay, that didn't work. Let me try a curated show. Okay, that didn't work. Like you just have to be comfortable pivoting. And honestly, that's why when I say like we can all give advice until we're blue in the face, but like genuinely I could give you this roadmap and you could follow everything and you still could get a different result from me. Like just like I got a different result from other people who started at the same time as me, or I have a different result than, I don't know, just like other people in general, you guys. So just be willing to pivot. I feel like I'm so um good at pivoting just in life, like even in my corporate career. I've told you guys this before. I was in the corporate world for 7 years. I graduated college in 2018 and it's it's 2026 soon. Oh my god. So yeah, 7 years. And I had a new job 6 out of the 7 years. Every year, if I didn't get a raise, I was out of that hoe. And I stand by that. I stand by that. But learning to pivot and to say, okay, you know what? I know I'm going to let this go and something better will come my way is really a skill. And it's something I'm actually genuinely proud of. A lot of people hold on to places, spaces, people that do not serve them. I'm still working on the people part. Like, I ain't perfect now, girl. But it is like, you know, if a job doesn't recognize your value, get the fuck out of there. If this doesn't work for me, like, I'll do something else. I was a crosslist girly with Ritual Vintage for over a year while working my corporate job. So when I found out about Whatnot, I put all my eggs in that basket. I don't crosslist anything now. So be willing to pivot. If you see an opportunity, after my first Whatnot show, I said, I'm going to do this. This is how I'm going to have my business grow. I am 28. I'll be 29 in September. I'll be 29. Yeah, girl. Okay, let me put this pizza also in the oven. Um, ooh, I'm excited. Hopefully this doesn't catch on fire. It said it can go up to 425 degrees, but the oven's at 425 degrees. We'll keep an eye on her. We'll keep it. We'll like, let me turn the light on. Where's the light? Okay. Okay, I think I'll be fine. I don't know why I'm panicked. We just talked about all this shit with the with the oven. Yes, yes, I did. I went to college at 17, but I turned 18 within like the first 2 months of me going to school because I came to college in August and my birthday's end of September. So it was nothing too crazy. What a blessing. Happy early birthday, girl. Yeah, it is so hard, dude. Being consistent and showing up is definitely the biggest piece to it, but also I think the pivot part is so underrated. So many people will keep showing up on Monday at 3:30 and have no sales and then be like, I just don't have any sales, I don't know. And it's like, bitch, try something else. Try Monday at 8 p.m. I will say this though, you guys know I have my shows Monday, Wednesday at noon. I built my business off of daytime Whatnot sales. I know that that's not for everybody because obviously like you have a job and you might have other obligations, but pick a time that works once you see it working. If you could start earlier in the day, there is significantly less competition. And I've actually really done well throughout the day. Transparently, you guys, I'm not a night owl. I'm definitely somebody who like loves to go to bed early, likes to wake up early. So that's kind of why my schedule was built the way that it was. But do what works for you. Like, yeah, morning sells a lot better. Night is very competitive. And I think people have less of a attention span almost at night. So there's a lot of like flipping in and out. Whenever I've tried a night show, I feel like there's a lot of Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of in and out flippery instead of people like sitting with you consistently yapping, chilling, blah blah blah. Exactly. And if you don't have a light, it's like, ugh. I like the daylight. I feel like natural light also looks better in shows. My house is actually pretty dark, you guys. Like I'm in front of the my thing, so that's why it's kind of lit. But if you see like through there, it's not overly bright, depending on because the sun obviously rises in the west and sets in the east, or the inverse. I don't know, girls. Don't quote me on it. But I think that you sometimes just have to figure out the best setup and be okay with pivoting. Not a night owl. I know I'm not a night owl. I don't know how you do it, girl. I think something to be said too is just knowing your energy. My energy would be so low at night. Like you guys, I love you guys and I love to yap. But me, Janae, right now versus Janae at 10 p.m. or whatever. Because you know, some people like Girl Online goes on at like 9:30 or something crazy. Girls, my personality would be giving that. I don't think you guys would recognize me. I'm like, I don't think you guys would recognize me if I went live at that time. So do what works for you though, but be okay with pivoting. Be okay with changing. You guys know for a while I started my business on curated shows. Then I had to go to mystery pulls because I was moving and I just wasn't able to get like the right inventory, enough inventory to do a curated show. And that definitely hurt my business. Curated shows are where it's at. And I think the more you grow, the more people love to see how you curate, how you put things together, the types of pieces you curate. Like make them fall in love with you as like a stylist versus just getting cheap clothes. Not that the cheap clothes thing is a negative. I think people that lean a little bit farther to like the gambling, like I want everybody to swipe though. I don't know. I don't know. You guys know I'm like so I just am so passionate about that. I feel like it shouldn't be a thing. Or they should have their own category. I did say that before. Do you want to come in, Chunky Monkey? Beans is teasing. What are you doing? You just laying? Oh, okay. Okay. Fun fact, that's where the thumbnail was taken. Beans loves to lay in the doorway. And she tried everything on the way. Yeah, no, no, no. That would be my 13th reason. She does try everything on. She is very like engaged in that way. Okay. Not me like just making sure my shit's not on fire. I cannot try everything on that I sell, so which is kind of a blessing. I'm much more preferential to just measuring shit because the trying it on would kill me. You know, Beans. He just likes to lay outside. It's always the fluffiest cats that like to get dirty and be outside, is it not? Okay, the last thing you guys on the list, which again, I will make this video and you can actually see this and like a good list on TikTok because right now it's kind of a mess on my somebody's old my label printer. The last thing I put, number 7, is be realistic. Be realistic. Be realistic. Yes, you saw a TikTok about somebody saying they made $100,000 in 4 months on whatnot. And now you think you can do it. No. You are severely mistaken. And I literally don't care who you are. If you hear this, please be honest with yourself. Like, that is just not reality. Yes, I think it's wrong that some of these creators are making TikToks like that because they're a little ridiculous. Also, hey, Tay, I think that's very misleading. But 2, be realistic with yourself. Like, yes, literally, we never no, nothing in life is like that. Like if you are still somebody who believes like, oh my God, she said she made 100K in 3 months. I can do that. I'm going to download an account tomorrow, you know, in the first month, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make 100K in 3 months. You need to be asking like, what's the catch? Because there's always a catch, you guys. Like life is not, that is just not real. That's not realistic, you know? And do I think that there are certain people that are making a lot of money? 1,000%. If you look at Katie Coe or people in the women's contemporary category, not even ours, those bitches make money. Okay. They definitely make money, you know? But again, they are selling everything new at Jags, pallet open, sudden death. They're on for 6 hours, and like that's it. It's like live auctioning that way. I listened to a podcast with her because she really is, and exactly, she had an audience prior to whatnot, which I'm grateful that she at least disclosed that because I feel like a lot of people, yeah, 30K in 2 weeks is just crazy. Maybe you did 30K in gross sales. I'm not saying you can't make a lot of money on whatnot. I definitely think that you can. But I do think that there is almost an obligation of just being more transparent. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to be like me and share the numbers behind your show and whatever. I don't think we should be able to look at people's pockets and do XYZ. That's fine. I'm okay with opening that up. Like, I don't think everybody needs to do that. But in that same vein, I don't think then that you should be allowed to come on and be like, I made X amount of dollars, cut the video, and that's it. Because I just feel like it brings people to the app for unrealistic expectations. And that is my issue. I don't like when people set unrealistic expectations because also as the part of this seller community that we're all in, I feel like it starts to negatively affect other sellers. Bingo, Trixie. I was literally just telling my friend Max this morning. You guys are so funny because you guys get like kind of the edited version. Obviously, I can't like go as ham, but like to the people in my life, I feel like I go really hard on other sellers, and it's not out of shade to like nitpick at them because truly it's none of my business. But I don't like when people mislead. I also don't like braggadocious vibes like that. That shit irks me. I don't know. I don't like it. I always say where there's smoke, there's fire. And I think that that's kind of a thing where it's like you're not making as much money as you are saying you're making, which is why I feel like you're making these like grandiose videos. Let me see the motherfucking spreadsheet, okay? Let me see the Excel. That's all I'm saying. Again, none of my business, but I feel like when you put it out there, like I made all this money, now I can ask questions. Okay. If you don't bring it up, I don't have anything to say about it. But if you bring it up, I think it's fair for people to ask questions, which is why I put my cost of goods, why I put, how much was actually deposited into my account. Ooh, she's looking good. Oh my God, you guys, she's really looking good. So I don't know. I again, the sorry, I watch this. It's like period. I don't know. I feel like it makes me feel guilty. I don't like that. I don't like. It's not that it's lying. I just find it omissive, and I feel like omission is a form of lying in my eyes. But again, who am I? Who gives a fuck about my thoughts? Like, let them do their thing. Do I think that I will win longer in the long run? Yes, because I think authenticity always wins. Being transparent always wins. Whatever is done in the dark will come and see the light of day, okay? I don't give a fuck. You'll never convince me of that. I'm literally Mercury retrograde is really taking over right now. I feel like I'm so passionate and who would have thought why? I'm clearly bothered. Um, it is discouraging to see, and again, I feel like it just sets such an unrealistic expectation where it's like, oh my God, yeah, join too. And then you have people, when we do seller chats like this, or just, I don't know, even in their comments, I'll see like people commenting and asking or whatever. And again, it's almost the opposite of whatever fear mongering is. It's like you're trying to sell a pipe dream, knowing damn well you're really not going to get that, but you're doing it because you get exposure and like followers through it, And ultimately, if we're being very transparent with whatnot, I mean, I have people sign up and use my link. Like, you get $5 for every person that signs up and makes a purchase. I can only imagine how much money they have in their whatnot accounts from people like who sign up and make purchases, etc. Or even those shows that are like, I respect the people that at least say what it sold for. Like, I have Dollar Show and then they show what each item sold for because at least okay, you're not getting it for $1. But the videos that are like, I'm selling everything for $1 and this is all of them and it's like a suong dress, girl. Please. But I guarantee you they downloaded the app, so at least you probably got some kickback from it. Again, I'm just being very opinionated about it because I do feel strongly. These are my opinions. Take what resonates, leave what does not. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I keep checking this because I'm so panicked, you guys. Oh. Okay, she's looking good. Should I rotate her? Probably. Let me rotate her. Oh my God, it smells so good, you guys. I'm actually gonna die. Oh, my Lanta. Okay. I kind of rotated it. I don't know what that was supposed to do, but I think it will help. Don't get discouraged though, Queen. Seriously, we all have shows. If you guys have been rocking with me for the last like few months, you already know. But like the summer's the slowest time and whatnot. I had to learn that the hard way. I broke into my savings. So like just know it is not everything that glitters is gold. Like it is fucking hard work. I am not rich by any means, despite the name. I too have had to use my savings in this journey. I've lost money on shows. I've had shows where I literally sold like 3 things. So all of those things, like that's all normal. And I think the more we normalize it, maybe the more realistic people would be, but just be realistic with yourself. Know that again, everything is a grind. Like nobody that got to where they're at is not grinding. And if I look at like people I really admire, Ashley on the app here, obviously, Sam grinds so hard. And it's so funny because I feel like people kind of give him so much shit, especially in his TikTok comments. But that man sources like 8, 9 hours a day. And again, like I feel like I source a lot, maybe 6 hours, 7 hours, and I take breaks and whatever, but he goes hard. He goes to like 12 thrift stores sometimes. Like 10 to 12. So he really does go hard. So sometimes it's kind of like you see where someone's at and you want that, but are you willing to do the work to get to where they are? Like it is a lot of work. So if you think or you see somebody who's selling a pipe dream, it's like, baby, They're selling a pipe dream. That is not, don't buy it. Don't buy it. But yeah, I'm going to make an official video of the tips because I felt like those were very helpful ones that were also very realistic and you could tangibly like do stuff with. And yeah, that's kind of just my only goal, y'all. Because I really think that that would help in the long term. Ugh, no, you deserve it, dude. You've grown so much and you do so much to grow. So like I feel like that's always how that's like what's rewarded in the long term. You know what I mean? I feel like that's always what will carry through. And that's why I say you really do have to keep tunnel vision. I know we talk a lot about like other creators and people that we see, but you really have to just know it's you versus you. Like once I locked in with that mentality of like, okay, I just want to beat my month from last month. I don't really give a fuck about this person's followers, how many their sales are. They're blowing up on TikTok, they're doing XYZ. Like, fuck all of that. Who cares? You know? They could stop coming on in a month. A lot of people fall off. So I feel like you just have to really focus on you, where it works for you, push yourself, and oh my gosh, it's a lot. It is a lot. When I was doing mystery pulls, you guys, I literally would average like $200 maybe a show, like 250 maybe 300, and that's in gross sales. In gross sales. So like mind you, maybe that's 20 items, my cost of good being $4. That's $80 off the rip of just cost of goods, whatnot's platform fee at 13%. So I was making like not even $100 divided by the 3 hours. Like that was not good. And that is reality for the summer. Again, talking about being realistic, like that's summer, y'all. That's just summer. But that's what, when I was doing just mystery pools, that's what it was. It was a lot less. Then you look at the numbers that I did yesterday, whatever, Wednesday. Um, and basically my total show, like what I got paid out was way more than even what my sales were before. So curated will always be the best, but just make sure you're really specific. Something that I would give as also another piece of advice is don't do curations that you see widely. I fell into that doing like Sex in the City edit and stuff. And yes, it's things we all love, but I feel like that's part of the being engaging and it being your show. Like recently I started to do the sign edits and I've never seen anyone do that on Whatnot, at least in our category. So I just did my earth sign show. On Monday, we're having our fire sign show, water sign. So just try to make it interesting. That was like a huge show for me. Not only did I have really high viewership, I sold almost every item, which I do relatively sell, I would say 80%, but my margins have gotten so much closer. Like in the last few shows, I've curated shows that were like a little out of the norm. I did like a dark feminine show that was, you know, I don't know, just very, oh my God, I'm going to burn this pizza. Oh, oh my God. You guys, she's looking fab though. Holy shit. Look at her. Oh, she looks good. Okay. Let me turn my oven off before I forget. Not me getting a notification. Thank you. This reminds me of Dior Swim, right? It's a little she's cool, like Y2K girl, but you know, I said, fuck it, wear the dress. I literally just went to go pick up those hangers, and then go to Walmart. So I really haven't done anything, but yes, she is definitely a personal. I'm trying to fix my yitties because you can see where like the cups are. You guys, obviously this does not fit my chest, but it's so cute. You know, sometimes we just have to say F it. The tits can't ruin everything. Um, but yes, what do you think? Why do you think you got such high viewership? Because I think it was different. Because it was different. So T, this is what I will give you as homework. This is something that I would do. You guys, I hope you realize that I'm so type A and like very much an analytical person. So something I did, go scroll for all the saved shows. Look at how the shows are very similar on the For You page. All you see, Y2K, Y2K $5, Y2K $7, and it's all very similar. All very similar. I felt like when I started doing these sign edits or just little things like that to try to stand out. Think of something that would stand out on a feed of all pretty much similar shows. Y2K, Y2, whether you're in the Y2K like Hollister, Abercrombie, that side, or you are more Sex in the City Y2K, just think of different shows that are, I guess, intriguing in like a different way. I feel like that's why the viewership was different because it was like based on zodiac signs. That's very trending. Astrology's trending. It's also something I enjoy. So I just thought, fuck it, let me do a show like that. And high viewership. I feel like it was good. But also, I'm not even like you guys. I'll be honest with you. I really don't care about how many people bookmark my show or really how many people are there. Those are two things that I think when I initially started, I was so predicated on like I need to get bookmarks. I need to get bookmarks, and I need to make sure more people are watching. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. If you have 5 people in that show, it should be the same as if you have 500 because those 5 people could be buying everything. Like as long as the person's purchasing, I literally do not care. And I think you kind of have to think that way. But I think that's what helps set it apart. Do you have any advice for getting your listings not to pop up as free shipping? You shouldn't. They shouldn't automatically pop up that way. I set my shipping settings. I've talked about this before, but I do it very simply. I don't offer any 100 people in a room. Exactly. If you have any sort of discounts you give, I would do promo codes. I would not do anything with the shipping because it just becomes a mess. So I set mine at 8 to 11 ounces for everything. And I think that's like $5 and some change. And that's what I charge the buyers. Just go into your shipping settings and make sure that it's charging them. And not you, but yeah, it should not say free shipping. That's not typically the default. So you might want to go into your shipping settings. To start a show, whatever you have. If you have 10 items, 12 items, 20 items, 30 items, start with what you have. Start by my first show was like 40 minutes, like not even, maybe 30, 40 minutes. And I told you sold the 10 Coach bags that I regret. Obviously, very, very, very like delicious show because people wanted the bags. But again, one, I fucked up and put 2 of the bags as buy it now out of like the 8 bags that I had, maybe like 8 or 10 bags. And obviously those bought before the show because these bitches poached them because that was just rookie mistakes. You don't know until you know. But I would just start with what you have. Don't feel like you need to go out and buy all these clothes because also you don't know what people want yet. So I feel like start with what you have, get them to learn your style, learn what the girls want. I am constantly optimizing my store in that way. So yes, I buy shit that I like, but you guys, I buy shit that y'all like, okay? If I notice the dresses are flying off the fucking handles, girl, that's what I'm saying. I have done so many stupid things, and the Coach one was my dumbest. I'll say that. And I've tried a dollar show, also my dumbest. I sold like 50 items each at $1, maybe $2 or $3, lost all the money. It was just a waste. So again, that's why I'm so heavy on like not doing dollar shows, not doing any cheap shows like that, because initially you are going to lose money. If you start with 0 followers like me, I did not have an Instagram following, don't have a TikTok, I didn't have any of those pieces that were like popped off by any means. So yeah, I've learned through trial and error, princess. I've learned through trial and error, and that's why. So yeah, start with what you have though. Even if it's like 10 shirts. Obviously your audience will get fatigued if you have such few items to show them. But I really think people think that they need to have like 100 items, be on for 3 hours. Like, girl, no, I was on for 30 minutes. Also, just to let yourself get used to it. Like, it's better to go on 30 minutes a day every day versus like 2 hours once a week. And then you panic and you scare yourself and you don't want to go back on because it's unenjoyable or like you don't have people. So just try like small increments. And that's part of like the number 7, just being realistic. Like, realistically, not a lot of people are going to be watching you, if any. So you have to kind of eventually get over that little fear and get over that like mini audience. You have to keep talking, keep going through it, which is why I like that I treat my phone as like a camera. I genuinely don't know how some sellers started if like you don't like to talk to the camera and you're just kind of like off of it. I don't know how they get started because it's like, how did people, girl, I don't know. Is this cooked all the way through, you think, on the bottom? Okay. I don't know why. I hate a floppy pizza, so I'm like, do I want her to be more crispy? I don't know. But yeah, I think there's just a lot that goes with whatnot. But if you continue on, like, dude, it will literally save your life. Oh my God, no, seriously, I don't know why, but sometimes you literally only need like one buyer. I've had one buyer buy like 10 items, 12 items in a show. I'm sure we all have, like, especially the more you continue to go on, you really get like a loyal buyership. I've yet to do like a private show for people, but I do have like some mutuals that do like private shows, some mutuals that will do like private, I guess kind of a private show, but they'll message buyers like privately about stuff. I'm a fair is fair girl, so I've told you guys this before. I don't sell anything outside the app, so like you're never gonna be able to message me and be like, oh my God, can I buy that shirt right now? Like, that's just not how I work. Also, it is a business, so you want to get everybody the opportunity to bid on it and like for me to make money off of it. But I have let some girls know, like, you guys know my shows are all mystery polls, although they're curated. I have messaged girls before to be like, hey, this item's gonna be in here. You've asked me about it. Like, just know she's going in this show. So if you express interest, I do think there's like a loyalty piece to it. I've talked about this, I think, before too on my stream because I had another girl in another stream ask this, and I was telling my friend this morning, I don't know why I was so passionate about it. I guess I can kind of like sit and yap with you guys over here. Let's sit down. Look at Beans. Like, why does he just want to sit outside? Do you want to come in, Pookie? No? You just, okay. I think you should come inside. Guys, please stop. Look at him. Can you come in? Come on. No, come on, Pookie. You need to come inside. Like, why is he acting so lazy right now? You guys, stop. Okay, hold on. Let me grab him. Let me grab him and put him in. Means you're gonna make me show my coochie online. Okay, we relax. He is literally a mess, you guys. Okay. Now I'm sitting, and we can kind of be here, which is good. I feel like this is also better lighting. Yay! Oh my god, queens! I actually love this lighting too. Okay. What was I? I was just on a tip of what I was gonna say, and now I've forgotten it. But I promise it'll come back to me. Uh, do I say that as I do? No, literally me. I just think that it gets to a point where you have to like, again, continue to throw spaghetti at the wall. Really. But if you are loyal to the people that are loyal to you, oh, that's what I was going to talk about. So I had a girl. I've had a handful of you guys message me to let me know that other people will message you in my chat. So let's say you guys are in my show. Somebody, well, I would say there's like been 4 or 5 at this point, has messaged me before to be like, oh, hey, this girl is like messaged me privately to offer her stuff. Like, let's say I was like, oh, I have this dress in a size small, somebody buys it. They'd be like, oh, I have a similar dress to that one if you're looking for it. Like, in some DMs on some slimy shit. Doing that, being that type of person will never get you far in life. I don't care who you are. I don't care what people say. I agree that people do not play by the rules and they don't play fair, so you don't necessarily need to. But I think there's just certain slimy things with your integrity where it's like, okay, girl, really? Some people don't agree with me. I have mutuals that will like tell me, like, I don't agree. I think that that's fine, whatever. But I will say, I feel like them coming to me about it already shows that it was kind of like a wrong thing. And two, I like that I've built a relationship with you guys that it's like a sense of loyalty, you know? Like, you guys are like, not that you don't buy from people and whatnot, but like if you see snake stuff like that, that you guys would like tell me. And you guys come to me. I like that. So I think there's just certain community building things like that that are really important. Now, I'm not saying for everyone. Like some people, again, really do not give a fuck. They just want to make their coin any which way. But for community engagement and just for growing, that's why I don't really see why people promo so much because it's like, I think the biggest promo of yourself is just going live. Your biggest promo for you is going live and yapping and talking and showing some fine ass clothes. That has always gotten me so much more followers. And posting on TikTok, low key. I have noticed I've gotten a lot more followers from posting, not a lot, but like that my follower volume has grown. So consistently. So I think that those are probably like the two best pieces. But yeah, being like weird and slimy and trying to poach people's customers or trying to promote your show at the same time as their shows and random stuff like that is like never going to be the move. I don't know. I guess some people's brains are not on. I just don't get that. I really don't, y'all. But hey, to each their own, you know, to each their own. And I know I'm more opinionated about it. I think a lot of sellers are a bit more relaxed about it. But I will say, I think that it's starting to become an evolution of not allowing promo. I've started to notice other sellers are not allowing promo, and they are moving, at least in our category, away from it. So maybe it will get a little bit better. I don't know. I haven't decided. I've kind of, you guys know, I've always not really cared. Even though I don't care for it, I don't really care if people promo in my show. I'm always just like, follow me, you know. But I don't know. I feel like it feels mean to put my foot down. What do you guys think? It feels mean to be like, no, nobody can promo, you know? But then also I'm kind of like, I agree with them. So I don't know. I feel very in the mix for now. Yeah, for now I'm kind of just like, whatever. But I feel like I do need to be a bit more selfish about it. Just mute them. No, it definitely floods the chat. And honestly, Ashley was in my show and can attest to this, but I've had several people lately that I've literally had to block because they just come in and promo. Like they just paste their promo. They don't even ask. So that I'm like, okay, come on now. But I've had like 2 or 3 people in the last week that do that. So I don't know. I think that's really weird. It's kind of gotten like more aggressive. That's actually a really good idea to mute the words promo. And that's kind of thing on Poshmark. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's weird how it's like super, super normal now. Yeah, I have seen it during the giveaway too. I don't know. I actually that's so true tea. That's a really clutch to mute promo. Can you still see when they ask then or it doesn't show up at all? Because the people that paste it in the chat automatically, I'm like, really, bitch? But I don't know. Again, I built my audience completely organically, so I don't see the, I guess I don't see the need to promo. If anything, I'm like, put your money behind the promo and just use it to actually promote your show on Whatnot. But like, I don't know. Do people get, do people like actually come to your show and buy off of it? I have no idea, you guys. I really don't know. I feel like that's much more in the last like 3 months. It's gotten crazy. Someone just follows by dropping the show. I only do it if the host says please follow, etc. I agree. I think that they pretty much only do it by that. But I'll be honest, you guys. I've only been on Whatnot for 7 months, and I feel like I've gained a decent following. Like I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I'm at like 3.2K almost in 7 months. Like I've been out here fucking hustling. And when I say hustling, it's literally just going live. Like I did not gain any of those followers and that following from just like asking to promo. So I don't know. I feel like it maybe like yeah, asking them to follow me it does help, but like I don't know, I just feel like if you go live, like I gained so many followers from just going live. Like I don't know. I don't have any mods. I don't have any mods. I have had a mod before, like just, one of you guys who was like sweet and wanted to help out. But my shows are smaller. I only sell up to typically like 50 items in a show. So I don't take requests normally. My only things that I take requests on, because again, so this is the interesting part I feel like about my shows. I do curated shows, but they are all mystery pulls. I don't upload anything to the store. So you know what the show theme is. You know what the show vibe is, especially if you've shopped with me before. You get very familiar with what the different curations are. You know it's gonna be good. But I kind of like creating scarcity, T. I don't want you to see everything. I don't want you to see everything. So I don't know. It kind of allows me to be the flow master of the show. So I feel like it doesn't get overwhelming. I also do this by myself. So it's like I don't have like somebody that can help me and like be on the computer. Like they ask for this, they ask for that. Which I feel like if you're on the other side of this, that should give you a lot of respect because honestly, it is hard to do it by yourself and keep up with everyone, keep the audience engaged, keep talking, etc. Like, honey, I'm a ringleader. Serving prepared me for this. Because honestly, like this reminds me of like being in college, waiting them tables. You constantly have to be like, okay, what was I on? What size did they ask for? What was the last request? What was this? But I just try to get in a flow of things. So no, I do not. Thank you. It's actually a little mini dress, boo. But no, I do not use mods. I do sell. Yes, my queen. Yes, Petra. I do sell. Also, I just moved from Miami to Dallas. Yes, Miami queen. I do sell on here full time. I used to sell on the Flop, the Bay, Posh. Where else? Mercari and Vinted. Those five. I used a cross lister called Vendu at the time, so I could fill it all out, put all the pictures in, and then it would cross list it across those different platforms. Really, really recommend that platform if you do cross list because it was so good and it really helped like save me a fuck long time. But no, I realized that I had to decide for myself what type of business model I wanted. Obviously, again, it's just me doing this, so I only have so many hours in the day, I only have so much energy. What did I least like? Cross listing. What do I like the most? I like sourcing and I like going live. Like I actually like the live streaming element. So whatnot just seemed more kindred to what I wanted. When I had Rich Girl for the full like year and a half that I was in the corporate world still, I was just Rich Girl Vintage on eBay and everything. Like I didn't nobody knew it was me. Nobody knew it was Janae behind the scenes. And I guess I did like the anonymity at a certain, to a certain degree, but I hated cross listing, you guys. I hated it. Yeah, here, I'll put it in the chat. It's called Vendu. It's actually pretty reasonably priced too. I think I was paying $25 at the time, and it let me list like over 200 items or maybe 150 items a month. But they have pretty reasonable pricing. They also have a feature called list/slash delist. So if it sells on one of those different platforms, it delists it from the other ones, which is so invaluable. I mean, if you cross sell, you already know, because that shit can get scary. Okay. I have had multiple hands of items that were purchased on eBay and then somebody on Depop wants to buy it. Just, yeah. Once I got that, it really eliminated that because it was really hard as a singular business owner who also worked full time to keep up with, okay, it's sold here. Let me make sure I take it off of these platforms too. Um, I was really, 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 really predicated on listing every single day when I was posting and listing that way because I feel like eBay and specifically Depop, which were my two biggest sales channels at the time, are really, really picky about how engaged you are. Like I had to do it daily. I listed like 5 to 10 items a day. And I feel like if I didn't, you guys, my business suffered. I don't know if you guys feel the same on the different places that you sell, but yeah, I prefer Whatnot a lot. Yes, the fees are a lot. I'm not even gonna hold you. 13% is steep, bitch. It really is. Especially because you have to factor in your cost of goods. So that's why I don't shade people that do shop at the bins because honey, it is that 13% is no joke, babe. That 13% adds up. Like it really I hope that there's some revision coming with that because it is not cheap. But yeah. The algorithms for sure, especially the Bay. I feel like the Bay and the Flop, those two, which were my biggest ones before I started Whatnot, girl, you miss one day and your shit is at the bottom, undiscoverable, not coming up. You have 2 views, no saves. It's so bad. Yes, girl, and that just you guys, it killed my soul. It was literally the definition of like a 9 to 5 and a 9 to 5, like a 5 to 9. Every night, I feel like coming home. I would bulk take pictures of stuff, so then throughout the week, I just had to come home and actually physically list them, which I felt like helped. But it made my business a little bit unenjoyable for me because I felt like I didn't have weekends. I felt like I was just coming home to work and like yes, you can make good money, but I will say the amount of storage I had on hand was a lot and I think people always like to say like, "Will you make more money on those platforms?" And it's like, "No, because we do often accept offers, negotiate price, etc." Yes, you're going to have some items that like sell for crazy. I also will say transparently, I was not the flop or the bay seller that sold things for $1 million. Like the fact that I see like old Hollister tank tops for like $200 is bananas. That's crazy to me. But again, I guess that's just the market. That's inflation right now. But like, yeah, I was not that sort of seller. Obviously, I've sold like Sue Wong dresses and like beauty cachet dresses and stuff that are like expensive, but I don't think I've sold anything on those platforms at that time that was more than like $200. I'm literally trying to think. I'm like, I know I sold a cachet dress for 175 and that is like it, but $200 for a shirt? I know. I don't really get it either. And I felt bad. I was thinking about this the other day because I always say, like, I am more of the Sex in the City sort of Y2K, maybe a little bit of a mix of like the House Bunny, but I'm really not like the Hollister, Arrow, like Abercrombie Y2K. And I don't mean that in a shady way. Like, again, I wore that when I was in middle school too. I don't understand how it's coming back around. I more so don't understand why it's so goddamn expensive now. Like, $80 for like I almost regret selling any of my middle school wardrobe. I'm like about to ask my parents, like, do we have any like of my boxes? Do we have any clothes? That stuff, especially Hollister. I like go on my Facebook page and look at my high school pictures and stuff and like middle school pictures. I'm like, damn, if only I had these zip ups and these long sleeves. Cause again, I'm just flabbergasted at how expensive it is. Yeah, for a top, 165 is crazy. I don't know why they muted that. That's so funny. This is me talking to Jasmine yesterday in her Whatnot show. I'm like trying to use exclamation points and little like emojis and stuff so that I don't get banned because I feel like every live I'm in I always end up getting a red flagged comment. Knock on wood, I'm so nervous that it's going to like hurt my account one day. Me checking my account standing every fucking time I print labels because I'm like, am I okay? Like, are you guys going to come find me? But yeah, it is an interesting time right now. The way that it's like gotten real and really popped off, very interesting. Have had my moments of like, oh my god, I need to like find things, and I feel like I see shit like that all the time at the thrift here for like $3. So I'm very like, I get people want it, but I don't know. I'm really trying to stay just true to what I like, you guys. I like true vintage. I like the styles that I like. So I don't pick things up that are just like to sell, which is why I also don't sell modern. Like I will tell you guys if I have a modern piece I really like. Most of the modern stuff that I sell you guys is designer. And if you shop with me, you know that. But like I don't know. I really like the vintage, like Y2K vibes. And I think that's just really what I like to be known for is like true vintage 90s Y2K. Maybe I'll pop out with a modern show sometime because I do, like, I get there's money there. Y'all, I might pop out with a fucking men's true vintage show, okay? I was on the T shirt bros lives the other day. I said, oh, this is where I need to be, okay? This is where I might need to be. They make some money over there. I see why the Bins bros be fighting and stuff. I said, oh, y'all fighting over these teas because they really can make some coin. Interesting. But yeah, one of my mutuals here, she's really sweet. She's actually been doing this for a hot minute. Tillish, if you guys are familiar with her, I feel like she's big on here. So if you're not, you should be. But she will sell like men's vintage and stuff, and she does really well. Like t-shirt bro vintage. Not necessarily like true vintage. I guess it's true vintage, but I don't know. I call it t-shirt bro vintage. What do you guys call it? The t-shirt boys. But yeah, she makes really good makes a really good living doing it, and she likes it. I feel like she likes the audience. I prefer the girly audience myself. I don't know if I would want to have like a predominantly male audience like that. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm for the girls. Even my TikTok is at like 34 or 35% male. It's kind of surprising. I'm like, what are you guys here for? Because I post literally just like thrifting content, me being annoying. It's not even like I look good in the TikToks 90% of the time. Like today's an off day where I decided to get dressed. Normally, you guys know I'm wearing a black tank top, black leggings, and a hat. Thank you. So it is kind of surprising. Do you want to go outside again, Bean? Not Bean's popping himself up. He'll like scratch the door, literally like a dog. You want to go outside, Pookie? No. No, you're just relaxing. Okay. He's actually just relaxing. On how to go about it to make this a full-time job. I did so whatnot, I'll be transparent with you. I did not do whatnot before with my business. I was just cross-listing. Once I decided to leave my full-time job and say, okay, I'm gonna do this is my full-time job, like my business. I was very much like, okay, bitch, we have to try everything. Like we have to try everything. Because I was just like so fearful that I would not succeed or that like the rug would be ripped out from underneath me. I'm a hustler at heart. So I truly was like, all right, we're going to live stream. We're going to start making content. Like whatever you need to do to get people to buy these clothes now that you don't have your lifeline of your corporate job, you need to do. And so when I was first doing my business, I was just again cross listing, and it was growing, but whatnot exponentially grew my business. Not even in the money that I was just making, but also there's a huge social community aspect to it. So I've been doing it full time for, yeah, about 7 months now, like since January. But again, the summer is probably the worst time to do it full time. I would say, like, one, if you want to transition in the fall, one, and two, just know that you are not going to make a lot of money initially. And I want to be like as transparent as I can. I saved a lot of money to be able to take the leap. Yes, when I first decided to work for myself, I had the support of my partner at the time. Like he was more than willing to support me financially, emotionally, all the things. Obviously, through me still building my business, I decided to leave that relationship, which put the financial burden 100% on me. I had to move again. I still had to, source clothing, etc. And I think through all of that, one, I learned how resilient I can be, but two, nothing happens overnight. I can be very impatient as a person by nature. So I would just say, like, be patient with it. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not even going to happen in like a few months, I really just think you have to dedicate yourself to the grind and you have to want it bad enough. Like, I'm kind of preaching to the community and like to myself as well here, but regularly have days where I feel like I melt down or I have financial anxiety, but I'm so grateful that I took the leap to do it and really have put all the eggs in my basket because it's all on you. And that's like can be such an opportunity and such an empowering thing, or it can give you something that gives you deep set fear. So I just had to realize, okay, initially I was working out of fear. Now I need to realize the glass is half full. This is a huge opportunity. And at the end of the day, like, I would rather bet on myself. I'm the only person that I have 100% confidence in. So I hope that you are able to do it soon. And I know you will, girl. You're going to slay it. You are going to slay it. Just start and you'll be so shocked at how you grow. I think people underestimate the power of one steady month. A lot of people quit within the first few weeks, a lot, like 90%. So if you can make it a month, girl, you'll be shocked at how quickly you grow. You will be shocked. Seriously. I would say after weeks like 3, 4 is when I really started to see like movement, motion, consistent people in my shows. Whenever I would go live, people would join right away. Like it wouldn't be me just yapping, and then people casually passing through. So I totally think that, oh my God, and you sew, girl, you're already above the rest, honey. I'm wanting to take a sewing class. Let me let Beans out now. You guys, he's now officially stretching. You want to go outside and go poopy? Okay, you're going outside. He is so, he's such a mess. This was Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. It's still in the beginning stages. Yes, girl. Whatnot is growing a ton. I was talking about this earlier in my live. Whatnot, we still have so much. We've not even scratched the surface. Like Whatnot is really at the threshold. That's why I feel like I can't encourage people enough to start and to yeah, and to like push yourself to do it and really gain momentum now. I could totally see Whatnot being like the TikTok shop, like the TikTok live shops. Like I think people are going to really start one, I think the other platforms are already catching on. Obviously, Poshmark has live selling already, but like I think they're going to start to try to develop some sort of feature like Instagram and Posh have, whether it's the Flop, Mercari, Vinted, etc., to try to keep up. But eventually, I think a lot is going to go to live selling. If you listen to Gary Vee at all, as problematic as he is, he most definitely always says like live selling is the future. Live selling is the way that we're moving, and that's why I say like get on now, get comfortable now, and pivot, make it work for you. The fact that I can do this and 6 months ago, or not, it was like 8 months ago, I was working in the corporate world. And now, like, I'm flabbergasted to this day still and so grateful that I'm like able to sustain, able to pay bills. Now, I don't ever want to paint a picture that's perfect because trust me, I've told you guys before, I've had to touch my savings. If I did not grind for 7 years in the corporate world, I would not have any money to be able to fall back on. Like you need to have a nest egg. I worked for a year and a half in tandem with working a 9 to 5. So it is never overnight. It is not just because I saw a TikTok and decided to uproot my life. Thank you. And I know you guys understand this, but I feel like there's a level of realism that really needs to come across where it's like, I was grinding. I put in the work to be exactly where I am today. So and I feel like old Janae wouldn't have said that. I've always really been, I don't know. I think somebody that just feels like they need to be quiet about those things and maybe not toot my own horn, but there's areas that I am a little bit, it's Leo season at the end of the day. I can toot my own horn. And that is one of the things that I'll say. I have always been a hustler. I've always been a grinder. I've always been somebody that will figure out how to rub two nickels together and make it. And I've always known that about myself, that I would be successful on my own right. Of course, I want a sexy, successful husband, but I do not only want to have that. Like I want to be able to have my own. And I also think there's a lot to be said. I'm going to do a TikTok on my business journey. This is the third business I've tried to start. I've tried to start a reselling business years ago before Rich Girl on Depop, wasn't consistent with it. It didn't go anywhere and I gave up on it. I've actually registered like an LLC business that I started with a friend. We got an office. Like I've tried so many facets of business before this, before Rich Girl became anything. And I think that's a huge piece of it. Like, yes, you see the success of this, but there are so many things I've tried that did not succeed. And that's real. That's the fucking reality is like, and that's partially why I want to say this, especially with Whatnot, is like live selling will not be for everybody. So you may try it and be like, I hate it. Other platforms are still good. Like if you have a crazy good eBay store and you're like slaying on there and you hate going live, I don't know, like don't fall into the propaganda of it. So sometimes people ask me and I'm like, well, if you are so uncomfortable to go live and you don't like that piece of it, it's kind of similar to me with listing. I hated it so much. I was happy to find something that took that away from me. If you hate going live so much and you really have to fight yourself to do it, it really may not be for you. Because at the end of the day, that is how you're going to make your money. Yes, we all love sourcing and we all love thrifting, but like you have to enjoy the medium in which your business is going to sell. Whatever that sales channel is, you have to like it because that is how you're going to make your money. So if you want to do it full time, you really have to be like, okay, do I like this enough to do it full time? When I first started, I had 3 shows a week, every week, consistently for 4 months straight. And I'm grateful that I did that. It really did help me grow. And I think your audience feeds off of that consistency. I am preferential to the set days and times. I know some people just say as long as you go live twice a week or like whatever, if you tell your audience 3 times a week, as long as you show up 3 times a week, it's fine. I think my following was much more responsive when I said, like, okay, I'm live Monday and Wednesday and Friday, all at noon. And that helped a lot more. So I guess you have to figure out what works for you. But yeah, if you're like so anxious, so nervous, hate going live, hate doing that, like it just may not be for you. And that's fine, which is why I go back to the pivot, like make sure that works. Once I got on Whatnot and did my first 2 shows, mind you, I've been making like YouTube videos and little TikToks and things for years. So it was never, I did speech and debate for 6 years. I was never uncomfortable to public speak. I was never uncomfortable to put myself out there. So once I did it, I was like, oh shit, we can make money this way. Like, I'm not listing a damn thing ever again. And if that's you, this is perfect. But if you are somebody who gets like bodily anxiety and you're so like, I hate it, like it's so uncomfortable, it may not be for you, and that's okay. That's what I wish people were like a bit more real about. Stop selling a pipe dream like everyone's going to make 100K and be able to retire their mother in 3 months. That's just not the reality. That's also not the reality for a lot of people. And something that I've mentioned before is like, we don't know people's situations. You don't know if this person's living at home, which no shade to people that do. Trust me, I wish I could live at home. Well, I could live at home, but I'm not trying to live in North Carolina. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of people you don't know their situations. Like they live with their parents or they live with several roommates or they just have different situational pieces that you don't have. So it's like it's not fair to kind of compare apples to oranges. And that's something that I had to tell myself when I saw other people like being able to do their businesses full time, etc. It took a lot. It took a lot of just grit. And I had somebody the other day on my TikTok ask me about like motivating, like how do you stay motivated, like especially if it's discouraging. And even somebody here has asked that in the chat. And my first piece of advice is you're not going to have motivation. Don't rely on motivation. Don't rely on motive. This is a discipline versus motivation conversation. You need to be disciplined. It doesn't matter how you're motivated. I was not motivated to list 5 to 10 items a day for over a year and a half while working a 9 to 5 corporate job that also forced me to travel for work. I was not motivated 90% of the time. I was not. And that's the truth. But guess what? I knew that I did not want to work a corporate job for the rest of my life. So I said, choose your heart. And that's something that I'm really grateful my parents. I have 2 earth sign parents, you guys, a Capricorn and a Virgo. My parents didn't give a fuck how you felt. I feel like they were very like, this is the reality. And my dad always says that choose your heart, choose your heart. And I chose my heart. So I think sometimes it's unfortunate, but like, we gotta just, this is what it is. We just gotta be direct about it. Exactly. Different states 100K is not the same. And honestly, living in Miami, again, that's why I always will give my ex his props and his flowers. He's a great person, but like he really supported me. Even when I had quit my job, I was still living in Miami at the time. We lived there for 2 more months before we moved to Dallas. So he was, had taken over paying all the bills and those things. And it's like impossible. It really is. It would have been impossible for me to quit my job and really put all of my eggs into it if I didn't have his support financially, emotionally, spiritually, shit, girl, all of it. Because you do need someone that believes in you. And honestly, I needed somebody that believed in me that could pay these bills, if I'm being real with you. And I think that that is a blessing. I'm very, very grateful for that. And that's something also that we built. He saw me grinding and working for a year. He believed in me. He always encouraged me and pushed me. And his mom, in fact, is the one that told me about Whatnot. I would have never known about Whatnot if it wasn't for my ex's mom and her telling me about it and like, oh my God, your personality would be perfect for it, whatever. I knew about Whatnot, you guys, for like almost a year before I ever got on it because I just kept, it's exactly what people do. Oh, I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, maybe. And I regret, the regret I have of not heeding her advice earlier and just deciding like, okay, I'm going to just do it. I regret pushing it off, but everything happens the way that it's meant to be. Exactly. Everything happens the way it's meant to be. Once I quit my job, I just was like, you have no option but to try everything. And I'm so grateful I didn't give myself that option because immediately after that show, I was like, this is it. Like, I'm going to pivot my business and I'm going to do this. And that is the ethos of pivot, pivot, pivot. Like sometimes you're going to be doing something for a year and a half, but if there's a better way, change your system. Don't get set in stone in that. Like, don't get so set in one way of working. In a year, this is a really good question. In a year, I see myself really blowing up on Whatnot. I'd like to remain super consistent and just continue to like feed my audience, have more shows. I'd love for it to enable me to travel to source so I could go to like different places. I know a lot of people go to Europe. Low-key, I want to go to South America. I've heard that there's fire vintage in South America. Yes, let me go follow you are live. Yes. Oh my God. I love that so much. Stop. Well, it's so nice to meet you. Hello, Hannah. Welcome. We're kind of just doing a yap right now. On selling, on life, everything, girl. But yeah, I see myself traveling for it. I would love, 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 love Rich Girl to become its own brand. So eventually we could upcycle clothing. Again, I don't know how to sew, you guys. I'm going to take a sewing class, but I also don't anticipate myself being the one like sewing all the garments. But I would love to design like upcycled pieces and be able to turn the love of vintage and the love of finding vintage. Let me get a phone charger really quick. Into actually like bespoke pieces for you guys that we can buy and do like limited drops, like just something like that. Again, just like brands like Danielle Guizio and Dairy Boy, where you fall in love with that person, but then you're also able to make products around it. I love what I do. I don't see myself not. Yes, girl, Central America. Yeah, literally. I love Central America. Seriously, Central and South America. I just love traveling, you guys. I'm a Sagittarius rising. You guys know that. I love a good travel. But yes, like I think that there's so much growth here, and part of me is almost excited, you guys, too, at the fact that I don't really know where this will all go. Like Whatnot is still so new, you guys, that it's kind of crazy to think like who knows what it will look like in the next year. Who knows the saturation, how many people will be on it. I think the viewership will be huge. But yeah, I see myself continuing to sell, continuing to build a community, and hopefully allowing it to blow up other opportunities. I've been really consistent on my TikTok as well because I do want to monetize that channel. I just feel like in our day and age, girls, like we are too hot, too pretty, and too young to be not making money online. You're too much of a bad bitch. You have to find a way. That's why I preach, whether it's Whatnot, whether it's social media, whether it's, I don't care what it is. It's just, I feel like we are so blessed and privileged in our day and age to be able to make money through our phones and online. Like, you have to find a medium that works for you. But, girl, I'm speaking it into existence. Whatnot, yes, pays my bills. But TikTok's gonna start paying my bills too. And I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Okay. I'm manifesting it with you girls. I'm manifesting it literally. Because I do think it's important. Like I really do think that those are all important pieces. I know. I literally was just thinking my pizza's still there. Should we dress her up? Let me bring you guys with me. I'm gonna start being one of those streamers that's like holding their like selfie stick. You guys know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna be that person. Oh, let me not throw that paper away too. Okay, girls, let me dress her up. I'm gonna add like a few little pieces to it. It was crazy? Wait, why? Why was it crazy? Bad, good, indifferent? Ooh. Oh, she sounds good. Okay, let me cut this onion up a little bit. Because I want to add some little razzle dazzle and some basil. Okay. I've never been to Costa Rica actually. That's what I'm saying. Girl, I've heard El Salvador, Colombia. I've heard there's such good thrift down there. Like honestly, I know everybody does like the like going to Italy, etc. But I don't know. I feel like South America is low key like a gem. I've also heard Mexico City is really elite. So I would love to go to Mexico City as well. I've never been there. But yeah, I'm trying to do that sort of a thrift. Okay. Let me just cut up some onion really quick. I love an onion. Raw onion, people, tap in. I love a good onion. Yeah, right? Everything is so much cheaper. I totally agree. And it's so good. And I feel like you could bring so much back. Like, also, the trip itself is cheaper. You know what I mean? Like, the flights, the accommodations, the food. So, I don't know. I just feel like it would be probably the most reasonable, especially for me, like, starting out. Oh, no. She's a juicy girl. Okay, let me just use some of these. I'm going to put them only on one half. Okay, these are kind of thick. Damn, I kind of made them a little thick, but that's okay. And definitely go there to shop. Yeah, right? I feel like I need to. That is more of like my style of buying bulk inventory. I'm not going to do like wholesale most likely. Maybe I've had Fleek reach out to me to do like a partnership, but I don't know. I feel like they've kind of reached out to, yeah, seriously, that's actually what I am study abroad in Europe, but I get to a thrift. See, period, Hannah. I love that. That's what I'm saying. You can find really good shit, but I would say I feel like in South America you can find a larger bulk of it. It's cheaper to come back to like to bring it back with you. So I don't know. I'm really open to it though, you guys. I would love to do again more of like a travel, and that way I could source a lot of items because I don't feel like I source. I mean, I do source kind of a lot. What the fuck is this basil? Oh, guys, this is why we do not. I need to get like a little garden because this is why we do not buy basil from freaking Walmart, you guys. I know. I'm disappointed too. Don't worry. Don't you worry, boo. But I feel like it would allow me, yes, probably to find a wholesaler, but also to find just a lot of items in one go versus only finding like a handful. Oof. Yeah, see, I hate when basil gets like mushy like that. You little fuckers. Ooh, I do not like that. Okay. Let me cut her and we can get into it. I don't have a pizza cutter, so don't judge me. We're gonna have to do a little ghetto pizza magic. This is her. This is her, girls. Look at how good she looks, though. This actually looks like tea. Okay, let's try. I'm gonna try the curry side. Oh my god, she's very crispy. Okay, guys, if you're just new, I made a curry pizza. I know she looks good, and she is good. This curry was so good. It was like kind of spicy. Mmm, guys, 12 out of 10. Wow, this pizza crust is very flat, like very flat pizza, but she's good. Butter chicken pizza. They were not lying. They were not lying. It's fire. Not a lie was told. But yeah. Oh my god, girls. We were just yapping and hanging. I hope you guys are having a fun week, though. And I hope you have a good weekend. I'm not doing anything really that crazy for the weekend, honestly. I don't have a ton of plans. My friend's gonna come over. Oh, I felt like I had something in my teeth. I was like, oh my god. My friend's gonna come over tonight and I'm gonna make her some salmon. And we're just gonna go for a walk, which is nice. Period. I love leaving work early on a Friday. So yeah, we're kind of just doing something chill. I've been in such a chill mood lately. Like I have not been wanting to like go out and do anything too crazy. So yeah, do something fun. All right, girls. I'm gonna get my day started. Well, not started, but you get it. I will see you guys tomorrow for our secret show. I'll probably be live. I want to try to do it earlier than later. So knowing me, I'll probably do it around noon. 11/noon. I'm in CST. So I'll see you guys then. You'll get the notification, obviously, if you follow me. Because I have not bookmarked the show. But yeah. I'll see you then. $7 starts. Have a fabulous Friday, Queens. Thanks for kicking and hanging out and listening to me like bitch and complain and just give advice and vibe. I really do appreciate it though. I always have so much fun. Thanks for answering, besties. Me. I love when people do that. Okay, let's raid somebody just as a little thank you. Let's raid our girl, the Fit by Brit. Bye, booze.